Literally, in a matter of a week, in a matter of 7 days, I have a new job that I start on June 4th. God is a promoter. God is a promoter. He is the one that promotes. And this job, I didn't even have to tell them how much money I wanted to make. They offered that to me. I didn't even have to tell them how much I wanted. They offered it to me and I accepted. Hallelujah.
Bless the wonderful name of Jesus. Went to a wedding. We were leaving the wedding, and somebody just had to say goodbye to me. Ran over, squeezed and hugged me, and fell on me. And when I got home the next morning, the ACL on my knee was popped off.
Oh my God.
Went to the doctors. The doctor says we can't do surgery on you. But let me tell you, and this is what the doctor said. He said you will have a cane, you will have a knee brace, you will never wear anything but flats, and you'll never be able to hold more than 5 pounds. It was a trial, let me tell you, because I kept hearing in my spirit, whose report will you believe? And I said, oh Lord. And one day I was going to a niece's funeral, and I slipped my foot into a heel. And I said, by faith. And let me tell you, I walk around in heels all the time. You know the thing, you know the praise, and hearing the praise coming all of the time. I'd also like to say I'm 12 years cancer-free from breast cancer.
I'm a praying woman, and I pray all the time. Everybody that's got their name on embassy is in my prayers every night. And I pray because I know, God, that's what I do all the time. I said, Lord, just give me the strength to pray for everybody. And every night I'm on my knees praying for everybody. And I love the Proverbs, trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not to thine own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge God. And guess what? He will provide whatever you need. I mean, when you're here at church, you know that God will provide. Just put your trust in Him. I've heard so many good things, and knowing that God will take you higher than you've ever been before. You put your trust in Him and know that He will provide whatever you need. He is your provider. So I love Him, I love Him, I love Him. And I have come a long way with the Lord in my life. And I'm going to keep on going because I know He's got a long road for me to get to. Amen.
Praise the Lord. I just want to piggyback on Nikki. God is a God of promotion.
All right.
And then my brother, this couple days ago, May 15th, we lost a daughter 6 years ago. He is a mind regulator. I thought I was going to lose my mind. But then I began to pray, and I began to be an intercessor. And then a couple weeks ago, I got a new job, so I haven't been coming to church like I used to. They offered me an afternoon position. I said, well, I don't want afternoons. And I said, you know what, God, whatever you give me, I'm going to take it. Because I'll be able to come to church every Sunday. And then after that, I want to go off. So I'm doing the heart surgery. And before I go in, I pray that God will guide the doctor's hands. And one day, one of the doctors was standing on side. He was listening to me as I was praying. Do you know, every time I go to work, they put me in this man's room. He asked specifically.
We're going to have to have some testimony service. What you think?
I was reading a book of Isaiah, and God was speaking about how much He cares for the widows and the orphans. And it really touched my heart. And I broke down in tears. And I prayed, Lord, if you prosper me abundantly, I will use that wealth to feed the hungry, clothe the naked, and spread your good and the gospel around the world. Since that time, I had about 4 or 5 different words, different evangelists, speaking over me, telling me that God has witty inventions for me. I said, Lord, who am I? Do you want to share your ideas with me? Guess what? He's doing it. An idea that's phenomenal. That's going to change the world. That's going to be phenomenal ideas. And I said, Lord, it's not me. When my family sees this idea, they're going to say, wow, there's got to be a God. And this idea, and I said, Lord, would you bless me? Send me. Here I am, Lord. I'll go. I'll take this gospel. And I'll take care of the ones that the world rejects. Down and outers. Those are the ones that Jesus went to. Those are the ones that He loves. And I'm going to be feeding them. And I'm going to be spreading them.
Yes!
Good morning, MC. I just want to talk about a couple of things that I know about my God. He is one, He is a healer. Early on in me and my wife's marriage, doctor said that we wouldn't be able to have children. And as you can see, we have 2 beautiful children. There was a lot of turmoil, frustration, and things like that. But I want to tell you and uplift you and tell you that whatever you're going through right now, the enemy doesn't fight you for what you're going through today. He's fighting you for what he sees you can accomplish tomorrow. He wants to stop what God has for you tomorrow. So don't worry about what you see on the surface today. Have faith in your God and push forward. Secondly, I know Him as a provider. Before our first child was born, both me and my wife we both had fairly high income. We decided that she would stay home. In that process, God has promoted me multiple times. And He's put in my spirit the spirit to give. Just like Prophet Cole said earlier, the more you give, the more God trusts you with His finances, and you'll get blessed in the overflow. Amen? So understand, whatever God guides, He will provide. He will give you provision to make things happen.
God to be a healer and a miracle worker. I had a 24-week baby girl, 1 pound, 12 ounces. The doctor said that she wouldn't live. And when the prophetess said, whose report will you believe? Make a long story short, we start off at St. Joe. They didn't really know what to do with her because her airway hadn't finished developing, so she had to have a trach. If you know anything about a trach, it goes through your vocal cords so you can't speak. So I said, okay, Lord, I'm going to teach my daughter sign language. And I'm going to talk to her like she understands me because she could hear. We went to Beaumont Royal Oak. They almost killed her. My daughter almost died 7 times. Transferred us to Children's Hospital in Detroit. They were giving her the wrong medicine for 4 months, which was making her worse. My daughter almost died. I said, Lord, I have served you since a little girl. My mother put in me to pray, my grandmother, so I prayed for my daughter. If anybody knows anything about the University of Michigan, you have to be accepted. I told the doctors that I was going to call U of M. They said, do whatever you want, because at that time they were trying to cover up the mistakes they had been making. My daughter's name is Ayanna Green. The doctor was Glenn Green. When I heard his last name, I knew that they would accept her. But they could not accept her on just what I said. They had to talk to these doctors that were giving her the wrong medicine. God worked it out that they accepted her. They sent their special unit to pick her up because she could have died in the ambulance. But this doctor said, I'll get her to U of M. They picked her up. They transferred us to U of M. He did surgery. They said my daughter would never talk, and she probably would have some issues. Y'all see my daughter, Ayanna. She is 8 years old today. She is talking. She has nothing wrong with her. And I thank God for giving my daughter life, for healing her, and now she walks around and she prays for children, and she says, I know God can do the impossible.
pray a lot, but you need to hear from God. And when I know that God has healed me, and He's healing me right now from the inside out. And I just thank Him for that, because now one pill I don't have to take anymore, and my blood pressure is stable. And when I go to this one doctor, every time he takes my blood pressure, it's stable. And the other doctor, every time I go, it's not stable. It's always up. And he says, well, this is the medication you're on. But I think he makes me wait in the office so long that I'm hungry. But anyway, what I want to say is that I had a person, a relative, that was very cheap. This person would be mean to me, hurt me real bad. And it was like I was always coming back, and I was always getting kicked. And, you know, I'm a person that when I make friends, I love my friends. I love people. It's just my nature. I am. I just, you know, and a lot of people say I'm friendly like my dad, and it's just something that people can't help. God just make them like that. It's not like we trying to get over on you or anything like that. We just people that, you know, love people. And this person just whatever, you know, and then I had to go to God. I said, God, I just feel like every time I try to be nice to this person, I want to be friends with this person. And I said, every time I try to be nice to her, she constantly kicks me. And guess what God told me? He said, well, quit being nice, so don't say nothing. Just leave her alone. Leave the person alone. If they get mad at you, don't call up and say you're sorry. And I couldn't believe God was telling me that. I mean, He was putting it in my spirit. And I just thank God that He put that in my spirit, because when I started ignoring this person is even, she's so nice to me. And you know what happened? Yesterday, the Lord was leading with me to go to a prayer meeting. And I went to this prayer meeting. I was really blessed. And I was late, and this person was really nice to me. So I really thank God for it, because it meant a lot to me.
Is He greater? Are you ready to work this morning? Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Our God is healer. Awesome in power. Our God. Our God. And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? If our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against? And if our God is for us, then who could ever stop us? And if our God is with us, then what can stand against?
There's an awesome word in this house today. An awesome word. Praise right there. If you're here today and you don't know this God we're singing about, and we've testified and witnessed of, I want you to know that that cross was for you. That cross was for your sin. That cross was for your iniquity. If you're here today and you want to meet this great Jesus, I want you to know He'll forgive you.